This is the Zodiac Sierra Pines card in its natural form. Um, in our investigation, we had constantly been trying to tell people that the Zodiac was not a lone killer, that the Zodiac included a crew of individuals, and that there was a female in the crew of individuals, and that they were in the Navy. And for reasons of which only they probably could explain and have actually divulged in the Z408, Z340, and other communications, they decided to commit a series of murders in Northern California in the late 60s and early 70s in order to publicize these documents, in order to means to their own ends. We believe we understand the motivations for which these things took place. The key is that part of this is political. It is something that took place within the military and probably was handled in the military. We believe that the military brass knew who these people were and what they were about. But the problem about the murders is that they were ordinary people, people who died doing nothing, who had nothing to do with this. They were innocent children who didn't get to live their lives. And yet no one has paid a price for that. No one has apologized to the families for that. No one has given them an explanation. And every piece of information that has come out in the last 50 years has tried to drive the public completely away from the truth of this situation. They try to tell you that the Zodiac was a lone killer. That's a lie. They try to tell you that the Zodiac is the person who killed Paul Stein. That's a lie. The person in the Zodiac group who did the killing was there, but as a witness. It was an accidental meeting of two people. One man who was the murderer of Paul Stein, another man who was most likely the murderer at Lake Berryessa of Cecilia Shepard and the attempted murder of Brian Hartnell. In our investigation, they have constantly tried to call us crazy, psychotic, tell us that we need mental health and all other sorts of names, because that's what people do when they don't have any intelligence. They just call people names. But basically, the main reason they seem to want to think that our investigation is phony is because we kept saying that there was a female involved and that she may have been the leader of the group. This is a Zodiac communication, one of the most famous. Everybody thinks it had something to do with the disappearance of Donna Lass. The amount of misinformation in this case is incredible. It's intentional. And then it got picked up by the media, and then it just took off on its own course. There are clues in here, some coding clues, but there's even more, a deeper clue that's not even hard to find, and you don't have to do anything special to find it. It is a family photo of the group of people involved in the Zodiac group. That's them right there. The person to the far left in this characterization is Charles Lech. The second person is Elin D. Shigmura Lech. The guy with the sunglasses on, we believe, is Albert Lee Terry Jr., and the gentleman with his hat on backwards is H.M. Love. We are unable to identify the other people. But as you can tell, even in this drawing and imagery, it's the queen bee that's out front. So this is not a smudge. This is not some anomaly. That is an intentional drawing of the group of people who formed the Zodiac in the late 80s and early 70s. I'm sure they're all sorry for what they've done now, if they're still alive. But at the same time, the families deserve justice. They deserve an explanation, and mostly they deserve an apology, and the community of Northern California that these people terrorized. The Sierra Club Pines card holds a lot of clues for the Zodiac. It's the only Zodiac communication that was hand delivered. There is so much in here that tells the story of the people who terrorized Northern California in the late 60s and early 70s. This is but one. X marks the spot as one of them decided to wave the white flag and to tell all of their secrets in this thing called the Sierra Pines card.